wait a minute. We need to go back because I'm doing this out of order. You're supposed to show your finished things and then whips and then plans. Okay. I'm gonna have a hell of a time editing this video. Hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth. This is FrizzyLizzieStitches, and this is Flosstube number 2. So I made it back for my second video, so it wasn't just a one-hit wonder, I suppose. I don't know why I'm struggling a lot more to make this one than the other one. Like, I think I was so nervous that the other one I just like tried to do it all in one take, and this one I've like already started the camera like 3 times. So we're just gonna have to keep rolling with it, and I have to quit doubting myself. And also look at the camera and not myself in the phone. So we'll practice that. So first I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who watched my first video and subscribed to my channel and followed me on Instagram. Like, you guys are awesome. I didn't expect that kind of outcome from posting my first video. So I'm super thankful, and I think it's super cool that so many of you are interested enough to want to keep up with all the stuff I'm doing. So it's been 2 weeks since my last video. Today is June the 5th, 2021. I realized that I didn't say the date in my last video, which is no big deal because like there's the post date on it, but I don't know. If you're just watching on TV or your computer not reading the description, I'm sure it's probably helpful for me to be like, hey, it's 2021. But yeah, anyway, so 2 weeks since my last video. 2 weeks actually felt like forever. So I don't know if I want to try to film more frequently than that, but we'll see how it goes. There's no hard and fast rules. You just do what you want, right? In my last video, I kind of talked about how I got into crafting, and part of that was showing off my t-shirt quilt, and so many of you gave me so many compliments about that. Thank you. It was an interesting project because I had never done anything that big before. I did find a link for the blog with the instructions that I used to make it, so I'll actually link that down below for all of you people who expressed interest in making your own t-shirt quilts. But yeah, and let's see. Oh yeah, the other thing that I learned 2 weeks between videos is that I actually worked on all of my projects, whether it be like a little bit or a lot. So it's kind of like Whip Parade number 2. I don't know. That's another reason why I maybe thought I should film every week instead of every 2 weeks. But like I said, I'll just kind of play it by ear and see what feels right. But yeah, so you probably will see everything that I showed you last week again, because there's a little bit of progress on all of them. Yeah, and then another thing I wanted to talk about just for fun is what I watch while I stitch. Stuff that I've been watching that's not Flosstube while I stitch is mostly Netflix shows. So I started and finished Haunting of Hill House, which if you like spooky stuff, that's great. I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot better. It kind of reminded me of American Horror Story Murder House, but it felt a lot more interesting and like nicely done, if that makes sense. So yeah, I really like that one. And then I've also been watching the Great British Baking Show, and people have been talking about that show for forever now, what it seems, but I've just gotten into it, and honestly it's super dangerous for me to watch because then I just want to bake everything and eat all the sweets, and yeah, that's not the best, but you know, it's fun. So, but the people on that show are so cute, and I like it a lot better than like a normal or like a traditional like American baking show, because I feel like American baking shows, like, it's definitely a competition, and like the bakers are kind of against each other, and it almost seems like the display and the like aesthetic of the baking is what kind of gets them to the top. But in the British Bake Off, like, all these people, like, they get to like know each other, and they're like big happy family, and they're like really sad when people have to go home, and they're like super excited when their friend or their like competitor gets Star Baker. And anyway, they're super cute. And there's like the technical challenge is always really funny because they all make the same thing, but the instructions are like super vague, so it kind of relies on their like baking skills to kind of figure out how they're supposed to make whatever that baked thing is. But yeah. Okay, you didn't come here to talk about Bake Off. I really like that show. Okay, but anyway, I guess we can get into the stitching now because there's a lot of it, and I don't want to make this video like an hour long because personally I like watching the short Flosstubes. So I'm gonna try to keep it that way. Okay, let's see. I'm so disorganized, y'all. I thought I was more organized, but I'm not. Okay, so I guess the first thing I'm gonna show is my Narwhal. I know last time I was like, I can't find a frame, like I'm taking my time finding it one I like. Well, I think having a floss tube makes you want to do things more quickly than you usually would. So yeah, I went to Hobby Lobby and I found a frame that I kind of like for this. So I framed my Narwhal. Look at it. Okay, so this is an 8x10 frame from Hobby Lobby, and I, as you can see, there's no glass on it. Look at that. And I actually bought like a sticky board or whatever, and which is funny because I didn't actually use the sticky part of the sticky board because I was scared that I was gonna mess up. So I did not cut the fabric. I did not like glue it to anything. It is literally like the back has this kind of thing, and it was thin enough to put this back on, but I'm going to show you what it looks like because I just feel like people may be interested. I would be interested if I was watching myself, which I will when I edit this video. But yeah, so this is what the back looks like. I literally like taped it with painter's tape to the board, but like I did put batting on there so it's like squishy and stuff. But yeah, okay, let me put this back on. Yeah, so here's my Narwhal. She's framed, and this frame actually worked out because this matches the myth and like the tail. So there she is in her glory. So I have her just sitting on top of my record player. It has a lid. Anyway. Okay, and the next thing I wanted to show off that is a previous finish is this LaCroix can. This was a kit that I got from some random store. It was the stranded stitch, and yeah, so I think I did this like in a weekend, and it came with this hoop, the kit, and the Ada and the floss and stuff, and then I took this felt and I stitched my initials and the year, and then I blanket stitch, I think is what it's called. I did a blanket stitch around the back. So yep, I thought it was really cute. But so Kansas City girl in a Colorado world, Julie, in her last video she talked about this LaCroix flavor that was it's called limoncello, and I was like, ooh, I have to go get that. The way she described it sounds so good. It's like a lemon vanilla thing. And anyway, it's freaking delicious. And now I'm like, I should like change the colors in this to make it look like the limoncello one. That'd be funny. But anyway, here's my little LaCroix. Okay, now we can move on to whips. So the first whip that is, well, actually it's kind of a finished for now. So maybe it's like on the line between finished and whip. But it's my made to create stitch along. So the tee came out a couple days after I posted my last video, and so I stitched it was the tee, the rest of this blue swirl at the top, and then that floss bobbin that's next to the yarn. But let me get close so you can see. this is what it looks like. And I actually ironed it before showing you guys. Aren't you proud? But yeah. So I'm really excited for the last part because based on the blurry image, it looks like the E is going to have a lot of pink in it. That's what I feel like. So anyway, I'm excited for the E because pink's my favorite color. And I think there's a border that goes around this too. So I'm excited for that, but that's not until the end of June. So you probably won't see this in my next video because there won't be anything for me to stitch. Okay. So the rest of my stuff are in all these bags right here. Well, here, my campfire's out, so I'll show that one. Okay. So this is my sweetheart campfire, and I'll just show you what it looks like, and then I can talk. But yeah, so I got a page finished. Hallelujah. And I had a bunch of park threads up in here, and I stitched all those out. And then I got tired of doing that, so I just put this away for a couple days. But my plan is to stitch out all of these park threads because I don't like them sitting there that long because then they get all in my way and stuff. But this is what it looks like right now. It's just gonna be so big, but it's fine. I'm not in a rush to like finish it or anything. I mean, the whole point is to enjoy what you're stitching, and I do like it when I work on it, because it is like almost meditative. Still using the paper method. I know a lot of you kind of suggested using the notes app on iPad to make notes, but honestly, I'm so far into the paper method that I'm just gonna keep going. So, yeah, but that's my sweetheart campfire. Okay, let me get these bags. Another thing about my last video is it was actually kind of quiet. So I don't know if I'm talking louder this time, but if I'm not, then I'll try to like turn up the audio volume on the video so that you don't have to like turn the volume up on your computer or phone or TV, whatever you're watching me on. Hopefully I'll make the volume better. Okay, so next is my Satsuma Street whips. There's 3 of them. So the first one I'm going to show you is the Wizard of Oz one. Let's see. So this one, chapter 2 came out for this like a couple of days ago. Piper just jumped on her tower. So anyway, I haven't stitched the chapter 2, I think is what she calls it, yet, but I'm still working on the border. But I got a lot of border done. So when I hold this up, I cannot see what I'm doing. Hold on. Let me see if I can reorganize here. I'm gonna scoot to this side. Maybe this will help. So here's my, what is this called? Wizard of Oz. It's been a long morning. And you know what? It's only 8:30 on a Saturday morning. I woke up at 6 o'clock for no reason. Anyway, here I am. This is my Wizard of Oz. So I think last time I just had maybe 1 rainbow block done and like half a side or something. But now I pretty much have all of the top half for the most part. I need to, let me see if I can, well, I'll just fold in half. I need to do the diamond or the emerald on this side, and then this post is all the way, this is the bottom of this line, so the next part goes across like this to make the box. So, I just don't know if I want to continue stitching the border, or if I want to maybe start chapter 2 and do because chapter 2 is, I'll put a picture up. It's Glinda the Good Witch and the Munchkins. So, yeah, which is in this block up here. So I don't know if I want to try to finish all the border, or maybe go ahead and start on Glinda since like that whole block is bordered off or whatever. So let me know how, like, I know a lot of you are also doing this stitch along, so let me know how you're stitching it. Are you just kind of doing what you feel like? Are you following the parts exactly? What you doing? I want to know. Okay, next for Satsuma Street is Alice in Wonderland, which is the same style as the Wizard of Oz one, being in the diamond shape and everything. So I didn't do too much on this one. It felt like a lot, but it really doesn't look like much. Can you guess what I added? Huh? Can you guess? Let's see. I'm gonna fold it like this. Easier to manage. Yeah, this is a lot better for me. I had to restart this because I was like being all awkward in the camera. Anyway. Here's the Wizard of Oz. Here's my Alice in Wonderland. Holy crap. Okay. So I added this block right here. Can you see very well? So yeah, that's what this is looking like. Yee. And last for the Satsuma Street and for whips in general is my garden party, and this is where I have kind of a lot to talk with because so I had started this 1/1 because I thought that sounded interesting, and this is 25 count fabric, but then so I stitched the whole like middle sunshine thing, and then I went to go stitch some other motifs, so I was starting on the snail, and I really just wasn't, I was kind of like, oh, this is kind of annoying. Like, the stitches, I don't know, sometimes, I don't know if I was pulling too tight or what, but like sometimes you'd pull it and then it would kind of get hidden underneath the woven parts of the fabric, and it wasn't very enjoyable. So I'll show you what I did without showing you what I did. Okay, so I started on, I'm sorry, I think I bumped the camera. Okay, I'm gonna get real close and personal. Okay, I started on the little snail, that little swirly thing right there. And that's when I was like, I'm not really like this. So then I did these like test stitches right here. So the big ones are 2/2, and then those two little ones are actually 2/1. So anyway, I'm a sucker for the loop method, and you obviously can't use the loop method if you're stitching with one thread. So anyway, I also kind of liked how chunky those 2/2 stitches were, since this is 25 count. So I stitched it 2/2, and this is what it looks like. So it's also kind of interesting to see like two different stitching styles on the same piece of fabric, because then you can really kind of compare the two. But I think I'm going to, as painful as it's going to be, I think I'm actually going to rip out this 1/1 and keep doing it 2/2, because it's just a lot more fun for me doing it 2/2, and I probably still won't frame it up. I'm not going to do it in a pillow, but I'll figure out the finishing when I get there. Maybe I'll do like one of those hanging tapestry type situations. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna get up close. Here's the 2/2 on the Satsuma Street garden party. And for comparison, there's the 1/1 and the 2/2 kind of together. So yeah, anyway, it's gonna take a long time to rip this out, but it's really gonna be fine. It's just gonna have to be one of those things where I just kind of maybe rip out a little bit and then stitch a little bit and then rip out a little bit, and you know, go back and forth, so I don't have to do it all at once. So, but yeah, so this is what it looks like. Yeah, and one of you in the comments mentioned that Jody Rice, who is the designer for Satsuma Street, she actually stitched this, the cool version of this, the cool tone, like the blues and greens and stuff, on a jacket. She stitched it on like a denim jacket. And I went through her Instagram and tried to find it, and she used that like waist away cross stitch stuff that I guess you kind of I don't know if you iron it on or if you just kind of stitch it to like the corners or something. But yeah, so anyway, I thought that was super cool. Maybe I'll see, I think she posted the video on YouTube. Maybe I can link that below. But I thought that was a super neat idea to have something like this stitched on a jacket. But yeah, here's my garden party. So, okay. So that is all of my whips for cross stitch. I actually have one crochet whip to show you guys, because I didn't show it last time because my video was kind of long. Honestly, this one's probably gonna be long too. I can already tell that I'm gonna have issues editing this thing because I have stopped and started so many times and second guessed myself and blah blah blah. But yeah, so the other whip that I wanted to show you is crochet related, and I'm going to put up a picture at the appropriate time to show you what it's supposed to look like. Oops. But I have some feet. This one's completely like trimmed off. But these are feet for Coraline, which is a movie by Leica Studios, based on a book by Neil Gaiman. And if you know Coraline, you know it's kind of a weird movie, but it also has a big fan following. I love it. I think the animation, the stop motion is absolutely fantastic. But anyway, there's a doll in the movie that kind of is like the other mother's eyes into Coraline's life, and so the doll looks like Coraline. So I'm making the doll, which in the movie is not crochet, but crochet is a good medium to do this in. So yeah, I have two little feet. The reason I have not finished this leg yet is because the pattern I'm following, I'm having a hard time understanding how I'm supposed to connect the legs together and start on the body. I haven't really done a big amigurumi project like this before, so that's why I'm taking forever to do it. But yeah, this is my crochet project so far. Coraline's legs. Like I said, I'll put a picture up so this makes more sense to you. But so now that I've gone through all the whips, now I'm going to go through my plans. Hopefully I won't take forever talking, so this video won't be a freaking hour long. So I am doing the Little Women Book Club stitch along that starts, I think it starts June 14th, probably. But I got my fabric and my floss for it. So, oh, I didn't realize this was still in a plastic bag. I got 28 count vintage smoky white linen. Oh, that bag does not help. Okay, let me take it out. But it's basically like the white version of vintage country mocha. Oh, it's kind of, oh, no, hold on. This is actually gonna be really hard to show. The sun is kind of washing it out. It's kind of like that, maybe. It's basically white, but it has like a dirty modeling on it. That's kind of like, almost kind of like a gray, maybe, like a gray modeling that is super hard. Now I understand when people show fabric in their videos. They're like, that's not the true color, because yeah, this is getting washed out, because it just looks like white fabric, but that kind of shows you. It has like some dark modeling on it. But yeah, I'm using this, and then I bobbinated my flosses and put them in this little, this is from Joann's, this little like sheet protector thingy. Found at Joann's. It's actually awesome. Like if you're doing a project that has less than 20 colors, because this has 20 slots on it, and you like to bobbinate your floss, it's better than just keeping it in a box. And I like, let me show you. When I bobbinate my floss, I tape the number to the top and cover up that hole. So I can't put these on a ring. So I like to use this thing because it keeps all of them organized. So this is my stuff that I'm going to be using for my Little Women stitch along. And then I also ordered the kit for the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Cozy Cafe, and it's supposed to come in soon, maybe Monday or so. So I'm excited to do that one because the little cups, the one that just came out is the Earl Grey tea, and that teacup is so freaking cute. It's adorable. And I've never stitched with beads before, and this project has beads in it, so that'll be interesting. Yeah. So like when you stitch with beads, do you do it as you go, or do you just do it at the end? I don't know. Yeah, okay, so holy crap. That was kind of a train wreck. Hopefully I can edit this to make it not so much a train wreck. It definitely looks like a train wreck behind me. All this stuff scattered all over my bed. But yeah, so that's all my stitching and my one crochet project. Thanks for watching this train wreck of a Flosstube number 2. I'm gonna go spend the rest of my Saturday editing this video so you can watch it. Okay, well, that's all I have for today, so